Community Viewpoint.
And welcome to another edition of Community Viewpoint. Oh, it's the first one of the year, 2016, if you're keeping track. We have the good fortune of having with us this year, this year, 2016, my first guest for the year is Ruhl, who is a master gardener with the University of Nevada Cooperative Extension, which is, if I remember right, on Calvada and Dandelion. And Ron is going to tell us about some of the programs that they have, not only the Master Gardeners, but also the Cooperative Extension. And Debbie Woodland, if you're watching, hi Debbie. So Ron, tell us a little bit about some of the things that you do as a Master Gardener and this one program in particular that you have to talk about.
Although I'm specifically going to talk today about the probe program, our temperature probe program, there's a vast number of programs that we have throughout the year, and we're actually asking people, please give us a call over at the Extension office and get your name on our list so that we can start sending, so we can send a calendar to you and let you know what's happening. Currently, there's two things happening, and it's been brought to my attention that you don't want that tree to burn in your house that you just put up, so you'd like to take it over to our center over on Dandelion and Calvada. Go over where the 4-H building is, drop your tree off over there. We'd be glad to shred it for you. Thank you very much for that.
Yes, so you have the shredder over there, and you guys have been doing that for a few years now.
Yes, we have. Yeah, it's a very good program, and it gives us an opportunity to get mulch for some of our the vast amount of plants that we have in our demo garden over there.
And it's a beautiful demonstration
Yeah,
garden.
we ask you folks to come over there too and take a look anytime you'd like to.
Yes.
So, let me just mention real quick here too that we are going to have a free pruning workshop, and that workshop will be Saturday, January the 16th, 2016. We got to remember it's 2016 all the time too. January 16th, 9 o'clock to 12. We'll have some pros on there at the time that can assist you with pruning questions that you have. Please bring some tools. We'll either clean them up for you or maybe even sharpen them for you. So welcome.
Has nothing to do with prunes, though. But
nothing to do with, no. With those little purple things that we enjoy, too. Yeah. We oftentimes break our tooth on a stone.
So what we're here for basically today is a program that I think you spearhead?
Well, I'm actually part of the team, I'd like to say, John.
Okay.
And because it takes 8 of us out there, we have 8 probes out in the county. And we're, by the way, let's make sure that we know who we are. We'll pull slide number 1 up so that we can show you that we're the University of Nevada Cooperative Extension, and that this is called the Master Gardener Program, is what it's called. And specific to this today, I'd like to talk about our program where we record, and we'll pull up slide number 2 for that, where we record using the very, very clever temperature sensing probe that we can put right into a USB port, John. And
download the information?
Yeah, we just download it instead of having to hand write it or anything like that. And as we can show you by our little slide here, we convert that data through an Excel spreadsheet, just a little bit of software, and then we're able to produce a graph. And that graph would be, let's go to slide number 3. Whoop. Well, that's okay.
That's where they are.
Yeah, that's where they're at.
Tell us, what is the end result for this? What are we taking the temperatures for?
Okay, I'm glad that you asked that specific question, because there's actually, our goal is actually 3 different things. What we had originally in mind was, John, that we wanted to let everybody know, by using historic information, we wanted people to know when we were going to have frost.
Okay.
That was one of the big things. We wanted to let people know when we were going to have frost. And then the second thing that we were trying to suggest to people a good time for planting certain crops. So we knew what the temperatures were going to be around those times. Now, even though we're not live with our probes, you know, this data will come over, and then at the end of the month, our people will download it. we're not live with it. I wish we were. That could happen in time. But then I was saying to you, though, that the second one was that we would suggest when there'd be good times to plant.
Right.
And the third one was that we were gathering information that was important to growing. And that was, and one of the questions that came up was, what about chill hours? And chill hours basically are those times when the temperature drops below 45 degrees and it maintains that temperature all the way through so many hours in each day so that the accumulative hours are enough hours to grow stone fruit. So we're talking about...
Like peaches?
Yeah, we're going to go peaches and apricots. We're even thinking right now that we could probably grow cherries out here. That's what we could do. So.
Better, because they're selling them over at the Star Nursery. Unless they
Right.
don't care if they die. So
Yeah, I know sometimes that we have a little bit of conflict about that.
I have a good indicator when we have our first frost. There's a gentleman who has a great many palm trees on Game Bird.
Okay.
That's right across the street from BLM, and the wind basically comes from the southwest. And the first time I see all his palm trees turn brown, I know we had a frost.
Well, I can tell you an easier one too. Ask anybody who's got a bird bath and it freezes over on the top
yes,
of it.
yes.
They go touch it and it's a
Or with the
little
horses, the water.
Well, actually, a bird bath.
Bird bath?
Particularly, a little bit shallow bird bath instead of stuff too. But the other thing too, I got out of order, I think, here a little bit. But that one we were going to pull up that had the locations on it.
Location, location, location. There they are.
There we go. Right. So what we tried to do here is we're indicating we've got them throughout the valley.
I could see,
Yeah,
yes.
and I want to tell you that station number 5 there, off of Charleston and Iron, boy, that's a particularly cold area.
Really?
Yeah, they actually had. We'll pull up now. We can pull up our fourth slide. I think on there, right? Mm-hmm. Right, and you'll look over there on the right-hand side, and you'll see her temperature dropped down to 13 degrees on December the 30th at around 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning.
13?
Yeah, 13 degrees it dropped down to. Oh. Yeah, I'm holding the other one right in my hand here.
Yes.
That sort of stuff. So.
Well, that's depressing.
Well, I'm going to show you something that might even be more depressing in a little ways.
Okay.
And that is that you just can't imagine. Here we are in the desert, and we'll pull up number 4. Wow. Yeah, and if you read along the blue line there, we read that all the way through from November of 2013 all the way through to 2014. And we had a dip. We dipped way below 15 degrees at that time. And then we looked again, if you look at the blue line, now you'll see that what we did is, I turned that around. Let's look at the red line. Yeah. Now we look at the red line for 2000 and 2014. We run all the way from November to through February of the following year, and we have some cold temperatures. This chart represents temperatures below 33 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's not always all the way through the valley. Yeah.
So where's the warmest section? Let's put up the one with all the different
Locations again there, thank you. Yeah, actually, the interesting point is right now, station number 1 up there at Country Place and Tacopa, that street, that one right up in there has a tendency to be warm for being up in the north part of the channel up in there. My actual probe is over there on 2, Winery and Rainbow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and my probe right now was reading in December was reading around 21 degrees. I can have bougainvillea. I can have straw grasses. I can grow them up in my area. And that was one of the important parts about this whole program was, where is it possible to grow different things in the valley? You know, you would say to yourself, oh my gosh, I'll just listen to the weather station and I'll get it for my exact location. We're pinpointing it with our historic information as to actually where it's right at.
Now, who can access this information?
Well, that's what we're working on right now. One of the things that we have is that we created a website. You basically can, when you go on your Facebook, go to Master Gardeners Facebook. Just put up Master Gardeners and it'll pull up our Facebook. In the lower right-hand corner on the front page that you'll see a link now that you can just press that link. And then what we'll have is we have, and I'm a little delinquent because it's the first of the year, I'll have to admit that.
Okay.
Normally I'd have January's information up by now. I'd have all the readings for January 2014 up on the charts already up there. So I have to hustle home now that we're talking about it here and get that up for you guys so that's all up there.
So you take down, you go to the probe, you have certain people whose responsibility, it's their probe to watch over?
Yeah. Here's the actual probe itself. Here's the probe, and then we house it in here.
Right, and that's got a USB port.
Yeah, so it has and we just actually access this USB port on it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then they get a chance. And think about the idea that years ago, in 2003, when we started this program, we went to, we hand wrote on calendars what the temperatures were for the last 7 days. And then we turned around and tried to give that information to someone who, again, tried to put it in an Excel spreadsheet. The folks just emailed this to me after they pulled the data down, which is really cool.
How many master gardeners do we have about? A dozen, 2 dozen?
We have 8 people that are doing the probes.
Doing this?
Yeah, 8 people that are doing this probe program. You know, I'm going to tell you with any group, really for the most part out here, you're going to have a core group, always a core group that does a real good job with all of our programs and everything. And we count on them, we really do. Some people come, some people go by vacation, you know, that type of thing and everything.
So you're always looking for more people?
Oh, always appreciate the fact that people come into the program. It's actually, we only teach in the fall. And the program runs from in September through, it's 71 hours, basically, that we run over a number of weeks. And boy, we cover absolutely everything with you. You know, a lot of people, and I want to always share this with people, there's something I never knew about plants, John.
What's that?
And that was, plants are just like people. They have DNA. They have a DNA. And so when you cut the top of a plant off, guess where the DNA was? Kaboom. So some plants, you cut the top of it off and away it goes. Right. What is the most severe thing that people do in the valley?
Oh.
Overwater.
Overwater.
Overwater. Okay. It's surprising.
They rot out at the roots.
Yeah, overwater is.
So we're just about out of time, but if you want to know more, please call 775-727-5532.
5532, yeah. Yeah, you'll be connected up with somebody who's on the desk all the time.
Yes, if this interests you, there it is. So if this interests you, please give those folks a call and then be part of the Master Gardeners if you can. We're out of time. Thank you. This is extremely interesting.
Well, thank you, John.
And visit their site. Thank you. Thank you for watching 2016.
Community Viewpoint.